Hey everyone, I trust you're doing so well. I'm coming to you today with some requested tutorials. This is the first in a series of my basics in terms of makeup routines. Today's will be about my foundation application and how I apply it for these videos as well as special occasions. I do not use foundation or any powder on my face on a regular basis, so that isn't part of my daily routine. One of the big reasons that I don't wear foundation or powder or even concealer on a daily basis is because of a bad experience I had when I was younger, probably around the age of 19 or 20. I decided to start wearing foundation, and I had no acne or any scarring on my face to speak of that really needed covering up. I just felt like wearing the foundation. And what happened as a result of that was major breakouts along my cheekbones. And I can't tell you the number of people, like parents in my community, that would walk up to me and just quizzically look at me and say, "What happened to your face?" And it just ruined sort of my self-esteem as far as the way I appeared was concerned. So what I finally decided to do was stop wearing foundation altogether. I got myself a great cleanser that prevented any future breakouts on my cheeks. Yes, I had to stand the scars for probably about a year and a half, because the scarring on my face takes forever to go away and fade. But since then, I haven't had any bad breakouts, and I don't use foundation on a daily basis. It's just because I'm afraid of having the same reaction that I had when I was younger. So with that said, please stay tuned for my regular makeup routine as far as foundation is concerned. Okay, so here I am without any makeup on, and I'm just going to go ahead and begin the routine that I use for these videos as far as foundation is concerned. And like I said, for any special occasion where I would be wearing foundation. Just as a reminder, I don't wear any foundation on a regular basis. So I guess with the sun shining, you can't see a lot. But when my skin does scar, I don't have a lot of breakouts, but when it scars, the scars are pretty dark and they stay for a while. And you'll notice with my skin tone, I've got uneven skin color, as well as darker circles under my eyes. That one is definitely genetic. I get it from my dad, I'm sure. You'll notice a scar right here, one right there. Not too many. I really can't complain much about my skin. Okay, so let's go ahead with prepping my skin. And what I use for myself is MAC's Prep+Prime skin base. And what this does is it just smooths the surface of the skin so that the foundation glides on better. If I were to do this on a client, I would use my regular foundation brush, which the one that I use, any foundation brush will do. This particular one is the 190 by MAC. And to apply foundation, I would use a duo fiber brush. The reason I would use this is because the synthetic fibers, which are the white ones on top, don't absorb the foundation too much, so you get maximum use out of whatever color you're applying. And this particular one is the MAC 187, but any duo fiber brush I just put one pump of this on the back of my skin, back of my hand, and then just dot it all over my face. And then in my hands, I'll take the rest, emulsify the rest in my hands, and then just go ahead and put it all over my skin. Okay, now that I have the primer on my skin, I also included some on my jaw towards my neck. I'm going to go ahead and use the foundation color that I use on a regular basis for all of my makeup tutorials. This one is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus, and my color, I believe, is the number 70. Unfortunately, Makeup Forever does not put At least the ones I've purchased don't actually have the color printed on it. There is a number on the bottom, and I think the last two numbers indicate what color this is. And I think this one is 70. Although it does say matte, it kind of gives the skin a dewy finish. It doesn't really look like I'm wearing anything when I look at myself in the mirror. So I actually don't use that much. Probably just about a pea size on the back of my hand. And what I do is I just take it and dot it on my skin and go ahead and rub it right into my skin, starting in the middle and working my way out. And usually I remove my nose ring for this. But make sure you go down to your neck so that you don't have any harsh color lines. You want it to blend nicely into your skin tone. Okay, now that I have my foundation applied to my skin, I'm just making sure that my fingers are clean and they don't have the foundation on. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply my concealer. I don't apply a lot to my face. Basically where I do is underneath my eye. I got two dark spots right on the side of my lip. I guess you could call them frown lines, but they are darker. So I'll put a little bit there, and then just around my nose area and anywhere that I may feel that scars are showing through. The concealer I use is the Under Eye Concealer by Temptu. And it's nice because it's got a moisturizing center. Like there's a little bit of moisturizer in it because I don't like my skin gets so dry. So this works well for me. And the color I am is 114 dark. I don't think it's going to focus right on there, but it's 114 dark. That's my skin color. What I do is I apply it directly to wherever I want it to be. So around underneath my eyes, around my nose area, and right on the sides of my lips, on the corners of my lips. You can see it there. I don't use my fingers to blend it. I use a brush, and this is actually pretty much the same brush that I use. This is the brush I use as a crease brush from Sephora, and I use the similar same shape brush but different color. You can see that from Sephora as well. This is very similar, I think, to the 224 that MAC has. So what I do is I just swirl the brush around and blend it right into my skin. Now, I don't use concealer to completely cover up my dark circles because I know in order to do that I'd have to cake on concealer. What I do is the reason I conceal is just to make sure that they're not as prominent as they are without any makeup on. So I don't know if you see a difference, but just blend it right in. And I blend it right in around my nose. Small circular motions. And I just do this wherever I've applied the concealer. So that's one side of my face blended, and you can see that I brought some of it on top. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have my concealer applied, I'm going to go ahead and set all of this with a pressed powder. This one in particular is MAC's Mineralize Skin Finish Natural in medium dark. And what I do is I use the sponge that comes along with the product, and I just press it on my skin. If I were to wipe this in using swiping motions, it would just move the foundation all over the place, and we don't want to do that. We just want to set it so as to keep the foundation on even longer. So I just put some right onto the sponge, and then I go ahead and press it onto my skin wherever I feel that I'll need it. So pretty much all over. And then I go ahead and I continue spreading it out by pressing it. It's almost a rolling motion, just spreading it across my skin. Okay, so now that I've completed setting my foundation with the Mineralized Skin Finish, I'm actually done with my foundation routine. As I mentioned earlier, I don't wear foundation on a regular basis. This is the routine that I do prior to filming my YouTube videos for you, as well as for any special occasions that I may be attending. Please stay tuned to my next video for how I apply my liquid liner. See you soon. Have a fabulous day.